Welcome back, navigators. Today you will find out how to reduce financial stress in your life. Ever felt like you're carrying a heavy load, not on your shoulders, but in your wallet? Such is the burden of financial stress, an all too real weight that can take a toll on both our mental and physical health. It's like a nagging headache that never seems to go away, a constant reminder of mounting bills and dwindling bank accounts. Let's take a moment to meet John, a middle-aged man who knows this burden all too well. He's been juggling debts and financial concerns for quite some time, each day seeming a bit heavier than the last. It's not just about money for John, it's about the sleepless nights, the worry lines etching deeper into his face, the strain on his relationships. But here's a thought. What if there was a way to lighten this load, to transform this financial stress into financial peace? Have you ever wondered if a single moment could change your life? For John, that moment was just about to happen. It was an ordinary day like any other when he found himself in an old bookstore. His eyes fell upon a dusty, somewhat tattered book entitled The Path to Financial Peace. Intrigued, John picked it up and started leafing through its pages. He found himself engrossed in tales of individuals who had transformed their finances and, in the process, their lives. The stories resonated with John. He saw his own reflection in the struggles and the stress that they described. The book was a mirror, reflecting his own financial pressures, but it also held a promise of peace. He bought the book on a whim, not knowing then that this would mark the turning point in his life. And so John embarked on a journey towards financial peace, guided by the wisdom of the book. What does it take to break free from the chains of financial stress? Let's walk with John on his journey. John, like many of us, was overwhelmed by his financial situation, but he decided to take the bull by the horns, or rather, the bills by their envelopes. His first step? Creating a budget. Now, budgeting isn't as daunting as it sounds. It's like planning a trip. You wouldn't set off on a journey without knowing your destination, would you? Similarly, a budget is a roadmap to your financial goals. Next, John started cutting unnecessary expenses. It was like a financial diet, but instead of losing pounds, he was gaining them. He swapped his daily takeaway coffee for a homemade brew. He reduced the everyday lunch with colleagues and decided that home workouts are as effective as going to the gym, but with subscription fee in his pocket. He saved the equivalent of a small fortune, or at least a very comfortable armchair. Then John started an emergency fund. He thought of it as his financial umbrella, always there to shield him from the unexpected downpours of life. And boy, did it come in handy when his car decided to impersonate a lawn ornament, not to mention the moment his daughter was born, and lots of unknown needs poured all at once. Paying off debt was John's next milestone. It was like climbing a mountain, but instead of reaching the summit, he was reaching a zero balance. It was hard work, but with every debt he cleared, he felt a little lighter, a little freer. Finally, John started investing wisely. Now, investing may seem like a game of chance, but it's more like gardening. You plant the seeds, nurture them, and over time, you reap the rewards. John wasn't looking for a quick win, but a steady, disciplined growth with the aid of diversified instruments. John's journey was not a sprint, but a marathon. There were days when he stumbled, days when he fell, but he always got back up and kept going, because he knew that every step, every penny saved, every debt cleared was bringing him closer to his goal. What happens when you put in some discipline and stick to the path, even when it's tough? John was about to find out. As John continued to take control of his finances, he began to see the fruits of his labor. The mountain of debt began to shrink, and with it his stress levels. No longer did he lay awake at night worrying about how to make ends meet. His nights became peaceful, his sleep restful. His relationships also began to flourish. The tension that once permeated his home started to dissipate, replaced by a sense of calm. Money was no longer a source of constant bickering. Instead, it became a tool for planning and creating a future they all looked forward to. And then came the freedom to do what he loved, to spend quality time with his family, to dream again. John's story is not just a tale of financial transformation, it's a testament to the power of perseverance. So, what can we learn from John's journey? Well, firstly, it's crucial to recognize the problem. Acknowledging that you're under financial stress is the first step towards managing it. Secondly, don't be afraid to seek help. Financial advisors, self-help books, online resources, they're all there to aid you on your journey. The next step is to make a plan. Detail your income, expenses, and debts. Identify the areas where you can cut back and the debts you need to tackle first. Then, take action. Start implementing your plan, however small the steps may seem. Yet remember, the journey doesn't end with taking action. Sticking to the plan, persevering through the tough times, and exercising patience and self-discipline are all part of the process. Financial peace doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual transformation, much like John's journey. Remember, financial peace is not a destination, but a journey. And like John, you too can embark on this journey and transform your life. That's all for today. Until next time, take good care of your finances, navigators. And don't forget to subscribe and share if you found any value.